What is going on, everybody? Crypto Keeper Saturday night. See who jumps in the stream. See if anybody's around on this Labor Day weekend in the United States. Hopefully we'll get some people jump into the stream. Talk about some crypto. Markets are doing great. Bitcoin's up 71.90, something like that. So hopefully some people jump into the stream, see what's happening, see if they want to hang out and just talk. What's going on, guys? See a couple people jumping in. Country boy. Hey, brother. You go ahead. Hey, don't forget to send me that email. I'm all ready to send you that money. How you doing, crypto country boy? You eat, brother. Don't worry about anything. I just got back home from being away for about 3 or 4 days. What's up, Pace Car Mike? What's going on? What's going on? Party just started. Yeah, so markets are looking good. You know, markets are definitely looking good. Some organic rise. And that's what we need. We need that. We need Bitcoin to maintain levels. And that's what's going to help some of these institutions realize that, because they don't like those big spikes of volatility, jumping up 5 or 10% at a clip. You know, that's just way too much for them. And I think if we can show them that those levels can maintain themselves, the bears will get tired and the bulls will just keep coming in. And that's what's going to get us to 10,000. You can't get to 10,000. You got to go from 7 to 71, 72, 74, 8. It's got to go like that. Can't just go right to 10. Because people take all their profit. You know, people just want to, it'll recorrect itself every time. So, what's everybody up to? Who else we got into the stream? Say hello. See what's going on. How's everybody doing with your investments? I just put out, hey, Crypto JJ, what's up, buddy? I just put a video out. Maybe watch it later after the stream. Just checking up on ARB. I got my BitPay. Debit card. So now I'm gonna, try to load that up and try to, when I buy stuff at the store, I'm gonna use that. Wherever they accept Visa, they'll accept cryptocurrency. I saw your video. You're playing Grandpa. That's cool. That's what you got to do. You know, I was just, what say you about the new daily divs DApp? Yeah, I'm not too much into the DApp games, Crypto JJ, so I'm not going to be I really don't have much to say about those. I mean, if you like them, then that's awesome. Just make sure you know what you're doing. I was just watching was a Crypto Austin stream, and he makes a good point. And I've said this over and over, and you guys knew I had to readjust my YouTube life for my family, and working and stuff like that, because crypto is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Crypto is something that's hopefully going to be a part of my life or your lives for a long time. But what you got to remember is that you also have, how do I say, a real life to maintain. You got real bills, you got real family, you got kids, you got, people that rely on you. And it gets a little overbearing when, you got to try to manage your time and stuff like that. I always get back to saying about, my poker career, you got to manage your bankroll. Well, you got to manage your life too. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. It's just not that easy to keep a happy wife, Mike. It's not that easy, What's up, Matthew's father? Welcome to the stream. Crypto isn't for the faint of hearts. It can be soul crushing. It really can. It really can. And, over the last, I'd say the last year and a half, I've learned, I learned every single day. Every single article I read, every YouTube channel I watch, and I gather a little bit of information from each person. I may not agree with it all, but I do gather certain information. You realize that, you got to go in small. You got to test the waters. Everybody's looking for that big score. You want that big hit. You want to have 10,000 tokens of this and 20,000 tokens of this. Here's the thing. You got to go within your means. You got to go within your means. And if you don't play within your means, you get way over your head. And then you start not sleeping at night. You start worrying, did I do the right thing? Suppose cryptocurrency fails. Suppose Bitcoin drops to $1,000. It's not only soul crushing, but it could be financially crushing as well. So you got to be able to know your limits. And if you know your limits and you're careful and you're smart, which I think we're a lot smarter since like last December. I think we all fell into that trap where we just wanted to be rich right away. Like they say, when Lambo, you want that Lambo like tomorrow. I hate that saying because, number one, I'd never buy a Lambo. I'd never buy a Lambo. At best, maybe, I have a Mercedes. Maybe I'd buy, a car like that. But I'm not really into cars other than I like classic cars. If I was to buy, a car, I'd probably get a nice, 60 Chevy Impala or something like that, or a muscle car, maybe a 68 or 67 Camaro. Had a T-Bird I just sold, a 56 T-Bird. I like stuff like that. So, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Use the 25% rule. Buy 25% until you get to 100. Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing, Mike. A lot of people in the space, they see those 1,000% gains. I mean, there was a coin. I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but there was some coin I was looking at on the news or something. It went up 6,000%. I mean, I don't know if that was a glitch or some sort of error, but those are far few in between. You're not going to see those. You're not going to see those often. You'd be lucky to get a 5 to 10x nowadays. It can happen. You could get the 100xers. You just gotta get lucky. There's a little luck involved here too. You could do all the research you want. You could think you're holding the best token, and the ones that you think are not going to do good are the ones that do good. Look at Dogecoin. I mean, what's the utility with that? When it's up like 125%. As far as I'm concerned, XRP has a lot more use case and utility than Dogecoin. But go figure. Go figure. So it's hard to play the long game in crypto. FOMO is a disease we all have. Yeah, it's true. FOMO is something to be reckoned with. It's almost like you go to a casino with a friend and he's betting. You want to do the same bets because you don't want him to hit and you don't. You want to both win, right? So you either sink or you go with the ship or you don't. Crypto's a marathon. It is not a sprint. I always said that. Crypto is like a horse race, and you have blinders on. You're not looking to the left. You're not looking to the right. You're looking straight ahead, and your goal is to get to the finish line. And you don't have to get there, first. You just got to get there. And if you can get to that finish line, then that's where you make the money. And you got to know when to get out. I believe in holding, but I'm starting to rethink things. I'm starting to think that there's been tokens like Cardano, for instance. I bought Cardano when it was like 13 cents, probably 3 months ago. It shot up to like 25 cents or something like that. I should have took my profit out I should have cashed it out, and I could have rebought back in at 9 cents. So what goes up comes down. What goes up comes down, right? So we got to learn not only to buy the dips, but we got to really learn to sell when it's almost to that peak of the green, or take some profit. And if you don't start doing that, you're just going to be a bag holder of coins. And you're gonna pray that maybe they go up. 10 people in the stream. That's great, guys. Definitely say hello. If you're in the stream, I don't bite. I'll answer any question you got. Doing really well with arbitraging right now. I was looking at I put it on my phone. Arbitraging looks like it's at 254. I saw it as high as 260. I really think that, it's a good opportunity, actually. The ABOT is actually, let's see what the ABOT is. The ABOT's $2.51, almost $2.52. It's not a bad point to dump a couple in there and just keep getting that passive income, Hey, Guns, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for getting into the stream. Like a car race, you have to finish the race to win the race. Exactly. Somebody's got to come in first and somebody's got to come in last. But you got to finish. The guy whose engine blows, he don't finish the race. He doesn't get calculated into the results, yeah, so, definitely just, it's been very quiet on YouTube. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. There hasn't been, there hasn't been many, like YouTube videos out. I mean, maybe there's not much to talk about. Be careful. There's definitely some, there's a lot of ICOs coming out, and you got to be careful. Do the research. Go to Whois, search who registered the domain, search where the domain was registered. Because when you start seeing domains out of like Panama and the Cayman Islands and stuff like that, those are the ones that, if you remember back in December, we got scammed out from these places. And a lot of them came from those Panamanian areas. That's what I've noticed. I was really looking into and researching this in the last 3 days. And, a lot of those websites were, WordPress type things. They registered a domain for like a year or two, and the minimum package, and then they end up scamming out on us. So, those are the ones we want to be careful of. But, you guys do what you want with your crypto. That's your call. What's working for me right now is definitely arbitraging. And I did a video, and I compared arbitraging to like a relationship. A lot of people, women and men, they are afraid to commit, or they're afraid to get their heart broken. They're afraid to get into a relationship and really open up to the person and wear their heart on their sleeve, because they don't want to get hurt. So what happens is they push the person away. They do whatever they can subconsciously to push the person away. And you're never going to know if you find your soulmate unless you try. You have to get hurt to find love, right? So look at crypto like that. If you don't take a chance with coins and tokens, and even these, even say arbitraging, there's a lot of people that are scared because they hear a lot of FUD going on certain channels and this and that. Let me tell you something. I don't know if arbitraging is going to last a week, a month, a year, a decade. Who the hell knows, right? But I'm trying it. And if it works, great. It's working right now. It's paying out. You're able to withdraw. It's got a good team behind it, and that's why I invest in it. So, that's just my feeling on it. I'm not the one to talk bad about other programs. There's programs I can't stand, but I don't go and broadcast it over the channels, and because there's other people who have their money in there. you know, and I don't want people to lose. It's been a great day. A lot of crypto is green. Mike, it's always a great day when crypto is green, you know. If we could get a couple days of green, I don't mind a correction here and there. You know, there's going to be profit taken. There's going to be news out there that affects it. You know, a lot of this crypto space is driven by news. You have to know when to be able to get in, get out, or hold. You know, it depends. If you're in it for the long term, like I am, then I don't really get mad when I get disappointed, but I don't get upset. You know, it is what it is, you know. But if you put in more than you can afford to lose or more than you need at the moment, then it's a problem. Figure out what kind of trader you are. Trade in BTC, hold your profits. If you trade in USDT, hold your profits in USDT. If you don't, you will usually lose. Yeah, you know, it's simple. It's simple investing. But, you know, there is just an array of new people, not only to crypto, but new to investing. You know, they're not really savvy investors. They're very panicky. They've listened to everybody and their mother about what's right and what's wrong, and they don't know the facts. You know, when you don't know the facts, then that's where the problems come into play. You know, if you're a seasoned investor and you know what you're up against in cryptocurrency, okay, because the stock market's no different, okay? You can invest in something in the stock market and it'll scam you, meaning it may not physically like scam you, but the stock could go from $20 down to nothing, you know? So, I mean, do you consider that a scam? I mean, what does the word scam mean, you know? Scam means something that never even came out. You know, you invested in it and they never even brought it to market. You know, and that's the thing that I think people really got to understand. Scam or failed business project. You know, this is technology, startups. You know, these are things that have never been done before. You know, and if you want to risk to get the reward, then you have to risk. You know, you want that big reward. You want to put up little money to win a lot, right? So you gotta definitely do that. You know, I'll tell you, it's nice. I wasn't gonna do a live stream. I saw my wife went out to dinner with her friend, and I was like, damn, this is the perfect opportunity to do a video and maybe jump onto a live stream. This way, I don't got to affect anybody in the house, you know. But nice to be home. You know, I was at my second house in Pennsylvania. I did with the buck, the deer that was in my my yard. I was stalking him. I was taking a picture of him right there. He was like maybe 20 yards away from me. Pretty incredible when you see nature like that, you know. I mean, that is the woods. Some people say where I live right now is the country woods, but it's not. You know, it's not New York City. I'm about, I'd say about 50 minutes outside of the city, but I wouldn't live there anyway. It's too hustle and bustle for me, you know. But I seen it. You seen it, Guns? Isn't that cool? Was that cool? I saw a bear. Not this trip, but the last one. I'm driving home from the casino because I went to play poker. I played poker last night, and I saw a 3-bear, a mother, and 2 cubs crossing the street. That's the 4th time I've seen bear cross my truck. Is that crazy? Black bear. Yeah, so I played some cash last night. I went and played poker at the casino out in, it's called Mount Airy Lodge. You know, it's a casino. It's in the Pocono Mountains. It's about 20 minutes from my house. And it's just a good place for me to go play. You know, a lot of locals play there. And I played probably till 3:30 in the morning. I started at 5. And I was doing pretty good. You know, I started with like $200, worked it up to about 400 at one point. And then, you know, I was just having a good time talking to people and stuff like that. And At the end of the night, I ended up losing like $100, but I had a pocket pair of fives. The flop came Jack five something. I had a set, and sure enough, I got into a tangle with the guy, and he had pocket jacks. So he had a set of jacks, and I had a set of fives. So I had a set over set. I lost. So I said, that's my exit out. If I lose that hand, I'm done. So I left. But we need more hunters. Yeah, I guess so. Keep the deer population down. So is everybody enjoying their Labor Day weekend? What are you guys up to? It's going to be I think tomorrow's supposed to be nice. Here in New York, it's supposed to be nice. Tonight it's pretty serene out. But it was just kind of weird because it's so quiet on YouTube. Usually I could go onto my phone and there's at least 4 or 5 videos I could watch. But right now it's kind of quiet. Kind of quiet. Did he easy play the jacks? Here's how the hand went. He was to my right, and I've been playing with him all night, and he was in a lot of pots, so I really couldn't put him on anything. But he raised to $12. I called, and then 2 other people called, and then the flop came Jack five. So he didn't slow play him. He raised pre-flop, so I did put him on a hand, but I didn't put him on pocket jacks because when a jack flops and I hit a set, I'm not putting that person on set over set. The odds on that happening they're very, very low that you're going to have a set over set. So I will most of the time I will always not believe that somebody has a set over me, but it's possible. Did you check out Vert Base? No, I didn't. I was reading that email earlier, but I will go on later when I have some time, and I'll see what the hell it is. Yeah, I definitely look at it. Yeah, so that's how the hand played out, and I am the type of poker player that I am pretty savvy. I'm a pretty good poker player. I know how to get deep in a tournament. I can have a shot at either having a shot at the money, surviving a lot of the field, or getting into the money. And sometimes I get lucky and I make the final table and I get a shot at the big money. But I mean, last month I think I won like 10,000 last month in poker. I made 2 final tables. I chopped both for the win. So, with 4 other people each time. So I got like 5,000 on one. I got 3,000 on the other one. And then I got, I think I won like 2,000. I just won 3,000 last week. And so I won 3, 2, and 5. That's what it was. So I had a good month. And I don't play as much as I want to. Mike, I used to play online all the time. That's where I come from. I'm predominantly, I was an online player. And then I went live probably back in 2000 about 2000 or 2001, something like that. I played probably about 6 main events, probably 3 or 4 $10,000 buy-ins, and then I played actually probably a lot more than that. Actually, probably played like some 2,700 ones, $3,500 buy-ins, ton of 600s, 1,200s, but 10,000 was the biggest event that I played in. I played in Aruba. I played in Vegas. I played at Foxwoods, Borgata, Harrah's, Parks. Pretty much Foxwoods and Borgata. I flip back and forth, and then I'll go to Vegas every once in a while. You suck live. Maybe I'll teach you. Or I'll help you out. I'm more of a slow play trapping. I'm tight aggressive, but I also like to be creatively sneaky. because I don't look like a typical poker player. You know, when I'm at the table, you know, I look like just a normal guy. You know, I'm not that young kid with a hoodie on and stuff like that. But I know my players. You know, I've played with a lot of people. You know, if I walk into a poker room, you know, I know a lot of people. You know, I can talk to a bunch of different guys that I know of all age groups. You know, I got guys texting me all the time that want me to either play for them, they want to back me a little bit, or they want me to back them, depending if they don't have money that particular month. But you know, what I might do next year, next time you go to Vegas, let me know. I definitely will. I'm going to try next year to go. The problem I have is I got my middle daughter graduating high school next year, and she graduates in June, and that's when the World Series is going on. That's when I want to go. So if I win a $10,000 seat next year, I'm going to definitely play it. What I might end up doing is I might sell pieces of myself like I do sometimes. I got a bunch of guys that they want to buy percentages of me. Like they want to, you know, one guy wants to give me 500, one guy wants to give me 1,000, one guy wants to give me 200. So I'll give them percentages of myself into that tournament. So maybe I'll sell like 50% of myself and I'll pay the other 50%. And, you know, then you guys or whoever, they get a piece of me, you know. So if I cash for 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, they get a percentage of that money. I've done that before. I've made people money before, you know, and then I kicked myself in the ass for not backing myself 100%. Next time we go to Vegas, you're in. All right, cool. Definitely. If I end up going for sure, I'll definitely, I'll give you the dates I'm going to be down there or whatever. 13 people in the stream, guys. Thanks for the 5 likes. I appreciate that. Awesome. Always like to just kick it with you guys, and I'll give you ARP. Whatever, you know, whatever, you know. Yeah, I might, when I start getting back, you know, I used to play poker pretty much full time. And then, you know, my business just was too hard. I'm supposed to go to the Borgata next week on Friday. They have a big tournament going on. I think this one's either a 500,000 guarantee or a million and a half. I just don't know if I'm going to make it for the 1.5 million guarantee. Verdbase is basically a Coinbase Verticoin, real company out of Chicago. Yeah, I think I've heard of it. I want to really read about it. You know, is it offered to the United States? People in the United States? I wonder how that works. Verdbase. Maybe Country Boy could look into that too. Maybe the War Pigs could look into that also. Pace Car Mike, look at that Verdbase. Write that down. One of my good subscribers, Matthew, brought it up to me in an email, and I think I sent me an email today. I was driving home actually from Pennsylvania, so I didn't get it. When I got home, I had to unload the truck. I had to put the cable box back into the house because I switch it back and forth. I had to, you know, my dogs were just all over the place. I had kids running around. You know, it's life. You know, it's life. It's the wonderful world of Keeper. So, and Pace Car Mike, you know, my name is Mike too. So, if you guys didn't know that, my name is Mike. Even though you all know me as Crypto Keeper. I actually have a real name. Probably one of the most common names. All right, so here's a question for you. What's the most common name in the world? What's the most common name in the world? That's why I'm so smart. Exactly. And I'm a Scorpio. And I'm a Scorpio. That's why I'm so smart. My wife don't think I'm smart, but that's why I'm so smart. What's the most common name in the world? Not in the United States, in the world. Probably something Chinese. No. Joe, no. Not Joe. In the world. You give up? Do you give up? You could probably Google it, but believe it or not, the most common name, man's name or whatever, in the world is Muhammad. It's Muhammad. I have that's look it up on Google. The most common name in the world is Muhammad. I would have thought it'd be like Anthony but that's a trick question. In the world, not in the United States. In the United States, it's probably Mike or Joe or Anthony or whatever. Crypto Country Boy, you still in here? You know, I was at if Crypto Country Boy, if you're still in the stream, let me know. Pace Car Mike, you know, it's funny. I was at a fair. We go to this GDS fair. It's the Gouldsboro Durham Scranton Fair. It's a farmers fair, and it's a big fair. You know, they got animals and prize pigs and chickens and sheep and horses and all that stuff. And there was a whole slew of pigs. And I was just thinking of Country Boy and the War Pigs because there was like 1 million pigs, like prize-winning pigs, big pigs. Tom Klecker, what are you doing, brother? It was, I started taking some pictures of them, but I don't know if I saved them. Big pigs. And they're all sleeping. What's cooking, Klecker? How you been? What's the good news? Hey, Mike, how is ARB working for you? Everything working good? You getting your payouts? I'm really happy with it. Doing great. Good, Tom. Always good to have you in the stream. Yeah, I'm doing really well with arbitraging, and you know, it's working. It's paying. I'm accumulating. I'm going to get to a certain point. I'm going to start pulling out a salary on it, and hopefully it's the you know, to me it seems like the legit thing. I mean, it's working well. I have nothing bad to say about it. You know, when something's working, there's no reason to talk about it. Hey Tom, what the hell's going on with silver? Why is silver at $14 and change? Please tell me. Why isn't silver rising? I mean, it's such a great deal. Great. I have 250 going in the ABOT tonight. Will bring me to 1,200. Hey, Mike, you know, I was going to put in some more into the manipulation, even in silver. I was going to put more into the ABOT tonight too, but then we got to wait 10 days before we can add to it. Why? That's the only thing. You can't add to it for 10 days. So if the price pumps, say the markets go green for a little bit, you know, or maybe they pump and spike over, ETH goes over 300 in the next 4 or 5 days, you can't go back into it for 10 days. I was thinking about doing that too, though. Yeah, Tom, manipulation. Boy, they're really manipulating that thing for a long time. You know, I knew I should have sold that when it was like 28 about 4 years ago. I think it was like 29 or where was it up to? 40 almost, right? I think like 3, 4 years ago, I think it was in the high 20s. It's a chance better to make something. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, yep. Um, yeah, it's definitely a strategy. You gotta either take the leap or because every day that goes by, I say to myself, "Damn, I should have put in. I should have put some in, and I would have been that much closer to my 10 days." Let's see what the A bot's doing right now. 250. So 250 is the A bot. But I bet you're doing 75-25. So you're doing 75 in and 25 out. So you're reinvesting 75 and you're taking ARB in 25? Okay. Okay. Yeah, right now I'm doing 100% reinvest. It's a long-term thing. The market won't last at this rate. Yeah. You know, yeah, I know silver's a long-term hold. I just let it sit. I got a decent amount of it. Probably got about, I want to say about 15, 20,000 in silver, something like that. That's at like, the price has to be about 17 for me to have that much though. So I'm probably down a little bit. No, not in paper. I have actual ounces and bars of silver. I buy it in depends. Sometimes I buy it in 20 ounce or I have real silver. I predict silver to be 30 by year end. Boy, that would be awesome. I'd be really happy with that. I'd be happy in the 20s. The only thing I never got into was gold. I never really was a gold guy, other than maybe a couple necklaces and chains. But I never really. I was more into silver, and for some reason, I like copper. I don't know why I like copper, but I'm into silver. Silver, I just been buying. Like I'll buy. I used to buy like I was buying like 300-400 a month in like you know ounces of silver. I was buying it, and they were coins or bars or whatever. And then my uncle left me a bunch of silver too. That's why I got so much of it. My uncle was 87 years old. He passed away, and he left me a lot of silver. Gold is smaller, i.e. silver. Yeah. Yeah. Bitcoin and Litecoin. Huh? Litecoin, disappointing. God, I swore that once Litecoin, when it was up there, I swore to myself I'd never buy it back. Once I got rid of Litecoin, then I bought it. I made a lot of money on Litecoin. I made good money on Litecoin. I bought Litecoin at $38, probably about a year ago. Yeah, it was probably like in July or August or something like that last year. And I bought a bunch of it. And I sold it when it hit like, say, 150, 160. So I made a lot of money. Then I FOMO'd back into it. And now it's down to where it's at right now. But it's just, it doesn't go up that much. It goes up very little. Last year it spiked nice, and it was just climbing. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, that FOMO is a bad thing. FOMO is something that really can hurt you. It's all shitty now. Yeah. Yeah. Silver was like in the 40s or something. I think it was like 3 years ago or something. and now it's all shitty now. But, you know, goes up, comes back down. It'll go back up. You know, you just got to be able to hold. But the thing is, you got to know when to get rid of it, too. You know? So that's where I think a lot of people make the mistake. And I'm definitely one of them, you know, in certain things. You know, when Bitcoin hit 20,000, you know, it's a disease. Yeah. When Bitcoin hit 20,000, man, I should have been like out with a lot of it, you know, and you see it hit 20, you think it's going to hit 30, you know, you think it's going to hit 40. And it starts playing tricks on you. Lots of bubbles coming up. Yeah. Well, you know, the only good thing is that we got driven down so much that there's got to be a lot of room for improvement back up. And what are you guys' thoughts on the ETF? You know, I think by watching my videos, you know my thoughts. I'm hopeful, but I think they're going to delay it. And I hope that the community in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin can sustain and survive that news. Because if people are just banking on that ETF, we're in big fucking trouble. We're in big trouble because the SEC will, if they have the opportunity to drag this thing out to make a decision until March, my personal opinion, they're gonna drag it out till March. They'll delay it, and I hope I'm wrong. You know, it really don't matter if I'm right or wrong, because if I'm right, it's just a delay. If I'm wrong, then we all make a shitload of money. So I don't think I think I can hedge that one. You know, so there's no prediction from me, but I am just being devil's advocate. You know, I think it's already built into the market for the most part. Hey, Mad Dog, what's happening, brother? Yeah, probably built in there. I hope it's built in there both ways. I hope it's built in there for the delay, and I hope it's built in there because they're hopeful of it. You know, so because I think the institutions. I was reading an article, and I had the article. I had the article in my last video, and according to one of these analysts, the markets and the institutions want to see Bitcoin stable in these levels without huge fluctuation, because those 5-10% spikes, the volatility up and down, that's not what they're looking for. Was talking about the delay or possibly outright now. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Janet Johnson, what's going on? SEC doesn't want to give green light because if people get screwed, they go running to the SEC for justice. SEC doesn't have the knowledge, manpower to do it. Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not the SEC's job to say whether people should or should not invest into something. They're just trying to protect the people. The SEC gets calls from everybody, okay? If people are in the financial industry of stock market, you know, Wall Street, they're getting calls off the hook all the time. You know what I mean? They're doing investigations on people all the time. Hedge funds, you know, stock market houses, warehouses. So, you know, they're getting calls either way. So, yes, this will flood them if it goes through, but they can't hold. They can't. It's our American right. It's our right as American people to be able to invest in something. It's our right to put our hard-earned money into something we so choose. So that's how I look at it. SEC doesn't want to get. Oh, you read that. It's okay. Time to play. Oh, okay. Good to see you, Pace Car Mike. Thanks for coming into the stream. Enjoy your granddaughter. She's beautiful. It is the SEC's job to ensure the investment is sound. Yeah. hey, listen, you know, whether it's gold, silver, stocks, securities, you know, everything's a risk. You know, everything's a risk. Everything's a risk. But, you know, you got to give what the people want. And if the people want the ETFs and the big, it's not a matter of what we want. Okay. It's not a matter of what we want. It's what big institutional players want. They control the market, not us. You know, we're very small. You know, the consumer's small. These institutions, they have the upper hand. If they want it, they'll get it. Behind closed doors, somebody will pay somebody and they'll get it. Did you ever watch the show Billions? Well, that stuff's not too far off from the truth. There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't know about. And when stocks come out and people buy stocks and those things hit, people knew about it a day before, 2 days before. If a project's going to be approved in the city or in a town, they know about it before we know about it. We are the last. The investors are the normal investor is the last person to hear about the real news. And I don't care what anybody says. That's how the world goes round in that industry. So, Mad Dog, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts with devices? You like it, right? I think the concept is really good. I was talking to Country Boy on it the other day over the phone. I'm going in for a very small position on it, but what's your feelings on it? I buy on the concept. I buy on the potential workings. Can it work? Can it be accepted? And I think that what they're looking to do could be something down the road. You know, especially with paying with crypto. I met the team in Vegas. I had my doubts, but after meeting them, I think it has legs. Okay, so thank you for being honest. I also had my doubts. A couple of them were not the project itself or the concept of it. It's just really good projects sometimes are great. They just don't materialize. And I'm hoping that, they'll be able to get the legs going. You know, that's my only concern. The concept is there. It can work. A lot of hard work is going to be entailed in this, but I think that the concept is good. And if I like a concept, that's what I go with. The team seems like they might be able to make this work. So that's what's important to me. And they're being transparent. We're at least seeing them. So I think they're moving in the right direction by integrating the search feature and shipping. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on the stream last night. And I think they adapted to what the community and all the like I asked, listen, I was annoying. I asked a lot of questions in a lot of Crypto Country Boy streams. I'm sure they were annoyed by it. But the reason I asked the questions is because, number one, I'm looking for the right answer. I'm looking for the right response. And I know through my gut right away. But I think they adapted and they changed to bring those features because that's what the community, was looking for. You know, we're looking for those type of features, searches and, like Auto Trader and, hey, shipping, can they capitalize and make money with the shipping lines. You know, you could go to UShip. UShip is basically an auction type shipping feature where truckers bid on loads. You know, they'll get a load from North Carolina, they'll bring it to New York, then they'll broker out a deal to get something to bring back so they don't go back empty. And I think by them implementing that with that type of service might really, enhance the Vices project. But it's got a good concept, you know. Yes, they do seem to be adapting to the market, which is what I like to see in a startup. You have to be nimble and willing to do what is necessary. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I'm sure they'll change things as they go. You know, you have to adopt and adapt to, the current market. Just because you start a business, you could start a business that is doing one thing, and times change, and you got the consumer. You got to go with something else. You got to adapt to it. If you don't, you're never going to make it. And we see that in these platforms. We see that in these all these technological startups, especially some of the ones we tried to get into in the past. But yeah, I think they could. I think they could do something, and it's worth a small. We got some of the teenage friends coming home. Oh, that's my son. And hey, listen, this space is definitely not for the faint-hearted. You got to have a thick skin. You got to know investment 101. It's long term. You can't expect that overnight 100x because it's not going to happen often. And if you know what you're doing and you're comfortable with monies that you put up and you could lose, then you'll be okay. It's when you go over your head. You don't work with the proper. Hey, Chris. You don't work with the proper bankroll. I always go back to my poker. You work with a bankroll. If I walk into a casino, I got $1,000 in my pocket. I'm not buying into $1,000 tournament. I'm going to go with 20% of my bankroll. I'm going to buy into a $200-300 event. I'm going to try to turn that into something. I'm going to have money to eat. I'm going to have money to maybe, go buy a drink, maybe play a game of blackjack or whatever. I'm going to diversify my role. It's the people that go into all these investments and they shoot their load on one project, or you got $1,000 to spend, okay? And I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but what I would do is I would take 5 projects that I like, or 5 altcoins, or 5 main coins, and I take $200 and I go into each thing. Just common sense. Long term is the key with diversification. Patience is where you make your money. Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing with patience, dog. Nobody has it. A lot of people don't have patience. That's number one. But with patience, okay, you gotta not overinvest, because if you overinvest, like say I use all the money that I need, okay? Hey, Truth Seeker, say I use all the money I need. I have no more patience. I need that to hit. I need Bitcoin to go to 20,000 because I put all my money into it. I no longer have that patience factor. And that's where people in the space, whether they're newbies to investing overall or they're newbies to cryptocurrency, they're going in way over their head. They're investing more than they could afford. And that's where they get into trouble. If you invested only $250, shit, I could sit here for days and months and years And if that 250 turns into $5,000, great. But if I invest 50,000 and I need that money 6 months from now for my kids' college, I'm screwed, you know. I think it's most dangerous when people are counting on these platforms as unending future income. Yeah, that's true. I think the goal, Janet, even with arbitraging, okay, because listen, as much as I love arbitraging, I think it's a project that could have really good longevity. I think it could be here for a long time because of the people behind it, because of the people that went and met the people behind it. Okay, that's a big factor here. We have 5 to 10 people that actually met David Peterson, who's behind this project, and ate with the man, met with him, drank with him, spoke to him. That goes a long way. Even though I have not, I do trust people that went there because, number one, they're all not from the same area. All right, they all live in different areas, different states. So for them to all be in like cahoots, it's crazy. Some of these videos I watch, I literally want to leave YouTube. I got to tell you, I've contemplated maybe doing a video every 2 weeks because I am so disappointed with some of the content that is in this space. It makes us look so immature and so bad. Set a sell goal and stick to it. That's what I do. Whatever percentage you make, you'd be happy. Don't look back. Yeah. And Matthew, the key is to try to, at some point, you got to start working towards getting your initial investment back. If you could get that initial investment back and free roll and use their money, then that's the key. I met David, and it made all the difference in the world in the way I view ARB. Yeah. And Mad Dog, that's what I'm saying. I'm going based on, listen, I've never met Mad Dog, okay, personally. I've spoke to Country Boy probably hundreds of times on the phone. Never met him in person, but I can get a feel and a sense for somebody. And me and Country Boy go way back from, the early Thorn, when his channel had 30 subscribers. And I always shouted him out because I think he's an honest, normal guy. You know what I mean? He's just trying to make his life better. He's trying to help people make their life better. And we all fell into the trap. I fell into the trap. I don't blame anybody for the trap. I don't blame anybody for the trap. I put the money in myself. I hit the buttons on the computer. I took the risk. I was willing to get the reward, and you never know. There might be a couple of them that come back. You never know. Things in crypto are crazy, So play like it's a casino and you're okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't never was in that era of USI Tech. So market cap is only at 236 billion. Far from and that's another thing. We are at a low market cap right now. We were once at almost 900, 800 billion, 700 billion, whatever. Can it get back there? I think so. I have to believe that, or why would I have my money in this? I really do believe that it can get back to those numbers, but it's going to be a while. It's not going to be this year. It's going to take time. It could be 2 to 5 years out. Because I know it. I hate saying that, but and if it happens before that, then great. It would be naive to think that something could last forever. Everything, and yeah, listen, nothing lasts forever. Nothing, not even us. You know, marriages end at some point, maybe. There are that few that last for a long time. Cars end. Your washing machine will not last forever. Your dog will not live forever. So, but if it can last for a good amount of time, then, I don't know if the Federal Reserve is going to end, but that's funny. But yeah, yeah, I was kind of impressed with that. When you meet somebody behind something, it goes a long way. When you can actually shake somebody's hand, look them in the eye, and talk to them, you can get a real good feel. I was actually the night crypto country boy, Austin, I think Adam Hole, the night they got over at David Peterson's house. I was at a wine and cheese bar with my wife and some friends, some neighbors that we go out with. It was pouring out that night. And I get a phone call. And it's David Peterson. We had switched numbers because when I started talking about arbitraging, he wanted to say hello. I mean, who does that, right? I think I said this in one of my videos, but we switched numbers. We were going to speak, and we never got a chance to do it. But he calls me up. I excuse myself from the bar. I go outside. I'm getting soaked. I'm under an overhang. And Crypto Country Boy gets on the phone, and they're Austin, and they're saying hello. And they're like, hey, Keeper, we just were thinking we want to say hello and this and that. So I thought that to me went a long way. I wish I could have went out there, because I would have loved to make my own personal decision on the matter, especially with me having, probably, what do I got in? I got in arbitraging $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. People met with Bernie Madoff, no guarantees. Exactly. I mean, I did a video about that Madoff. The guy, that's the biggest scam, and that's the stock market, right? That's Wall Street. He was part of. What was he part of? Was he part of either the SEC or the NASDAQ or something like that? But, look at this guy. He lived off of people's money with a Ponzi by just taking money, giving it back, taking more money. That's how he paid people. And that's a Ponzi. That's a Ponzi. Just like here, let's go back to poker. Full tilt poker. Ponzi scheme, right? Full tilt poker took everybody's money. If you had money on that site, you lost it. You got it back at some point. I think they did some sort of, Poker Stars bought them out and Poker Stars paid everybody back. But people lost all their money in the site because of a Ponzi scheme. But yet, the people that were behind it, and you can look it up, they're back in the poker rooms and they're back playing poker. That's bullshit, but it is what it is. It's different this time. I agree. Nothing is wrong. Yeah, well, we'll see, right? We will see. Time will tell. So in the meantime, be happy with any interest and earnings you're making. Take your passive income. Use it to withdraw. Try to get whole. And then as long as you get whole or close to whole or whatever, and whatever, if it lasts for 1 month or 10 years, but you got to give it a chance, I mean, people are trying out other things that to me look much more non-kosher. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that people are recommending, and it's crazy. People are more willing to jump into a new ICO that they know nothing about. They don't even know if it's going to come out of ICO once it's funded, but yet they're talking about getting into something like that. I mean, why do that when you got something that's actually working and you could put your back behind and try? That's just my opinion. If you hear some bombs in the background, it's people shooting off fireworks. A lot of different things can bring down a platform that has nothing to do with the integrity of the CO. Correct. And that at that point becomes a business failure. It's not a scam. But listen, we're all trying whatever we can to make money. We're all trying it. It's comparative to the real world. There's people that sell Herbalife, right? There's people that sell Amway. There's people that sell products on the street. There's people that open up stores. There's people that start small businesses. There's contractors. There's plumbers. There's electricians. Everybody's just trying to make money in every different aspect and field that they can. And in crypto, it's different. People are trying to make money in P3D. People are trying to make money in arbitraging. People are trying to make money in Novachain. People are trying to make money in BitMEX, which is very risky. If you don't know what you're doing in BitMEX, you get your head handed to you. People are trying to make money doing whatever they do, But, does it make sense to go out of your way to try to put a kibosh on people's attempts to make money? No. Sometimes there is outside forces that, companies or here, you could have a great business. You can have a great business for 10 years. The economy takes a turn. Spending, stops. Jobs. Nobody can get jobs. Your business isn't as good anymore. You might have to close doors, not because you're a bad boss or you're a bad owner. It's just you can't afford the rent. You can't afford the expenses. You can't afford, whatever, your payroll. So you go out of business. It's not your fault. You got a great, product. You got a great service. You got a great business. But sometimes there's outside forces like Truth Seeker and Mad Dog said that it hurts you. And it's just life. It's business life, You can have the best job in the world. Your age might get the best of you. You might get older and they might want young blood. You may fall out of the position that you're in because of job cuts. There's so many different factors, guys. So many different factors, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there are YouTube, for instance, changes. I used to remember when there were so many YouTubers out there promoting this and supporting that and doing this. I don't see them anymore. There's a select few that are still around, but a lot of them you don't get to see. I haven't even seen, has anybody seen Mike Michaels? I mean, I used to like listening to him, and I haven't seen him in weeks, like at least 2 weeks or more. I wonder if he's on a hiatus or something. I look at my phone, like I was saying before. I don't see any notifications, nothing of videos to watch. And it's even YouTube changes. So, but that's what it is, guys. It's just it's a leap of faith. No matter what investment you choose, whether it be arbitraging or whatever you're into. It's a leap of faith, and it's something that's working for me. And I'm taking a chance with, I'm taking a chance with the Vices project. Going in small. If it works out, great. If it don't, it's no different than buying an altcoin and holding it and hoping it works. I've got into other traditional ICOs that I'm waiting on. That because of the markets, they just, it's holding them back. I believe the market has taken a lot of promising ICOs down, legit ICOs. It's going to be it's got to be the right time. Exactly. And that's the only reason I was hesitant or am hesitant to get into anything that's new, because without the markets shooting upwards and crypto being more massively used and adopted, you could have the best idea on the green earth, and it will not have the users to back it. And that's, maybe not right this second. Maybe in 2 years it'll be a different story. But it is what it is. So I started getting like a bunch. I got my Bitcoin shirt that I wear a lot. I got an Ethereum one. I got a Ripple one. I got a HODL one. I love wearing this stuff because, when I'm out and I'm at a diner, I'm at a gas station, somebody will come up to me all the time. What is Bitcoin? Or oh yeah, I know what that is, and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that gives me doubts. Yeah, and Mad Dog, that's the only reason I'm not bringing that up for Vices. I'm bringing that up overall on every ICO. Like I said, you can have the best idea, and it just, it doesn't mean that it's going to have the legs to sustain the usage. And that's my biggest concern with any startup company, not just the Vices one. But it's a good concept. It's a good idea. I think it's worth the shot. And that's why I decided to put a little bit into it, But we'll see. We'll see. And I'm good with my decision. This is my decision, not anybody else's. That's how I look at it, So, and you gotta feel the same way about whatever you put your money into, right? When I buy into a poker tournament and the buy-in is $1,000, I hope I win, or I hope I get my money back, or I break even, or I min cash. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. That $1,000, I could be dishing that $1,000 at the cashier and see ya. I could be out in two hands. I get pocket aces and I'm out to, I get beat, And that's how I look at everything, Yes, I think it's a great concept, but with the market tanking and losing market cap, people don't want to part with bags at a loss. Yeah, that's true. It's not just the community. The market has to back these coins. Yep. You guys are all on point, And let me ask you another question. I mean, with the way the markets are, and if you hold Bitcoin, okay, I hold Bitcoin, okay, and I'm not going to say how much I have, but I have a decent amount of Bitcoin, and I'm not selling it at these prices. I need to get back to, I'd say my average point is somewhere like 8,500. And I need to get back to that before I'm even anywhere near profit, So why would I want to use my Bitcoin right now to buy anything? I don't want to buy a piece of pizza with a piece of my Bitcoin, because I know that Bitcoin is going to go up, and I know it's hopefully going to be you know, at a very different level that it's at once the adoption is really taking force. You know, we need that snowball again. Remember last year, that snowball effect, and people were starting to, you know, Bitcoin, 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 and everybody started wanting it. And then, you know, we got it up to a certain number, and then people started, I don't know if whales started dumping or whatever, but, you know, we got manipulated, and that was that. Now, if the market rebounds, why does this post take a huge market share? Yeah, that's another good point. You know, getting in while Bitcoin is at, or Ethereum is at the point it's at now. It could only go up, in my opinion. If people were buying into this, and we were at 15,000 or 12,000 or even 10,000, you know, there's that downward side that could happen. And then all of a sudden, the money they raise, they're losing some of it if they don't position it properly. So, yeah, it's probably a really good choice if you're going to get into the ICO, or any ICO, whether it be the Vices one or, you know, some other good traditional ones that are out there right now with good ideas and good concepts and good utility, then you might as well get into them now with a small position, because it could only, you know, go up, and their monies just will get stronger as a project, instead of, for instance, like say BitAI, right? Everybody got into BitAI, and everybody had hopes for that, or Thorn or whatever, and they got in when the prices were 13, 14, $15,000 Bitcoin. So they raised all that money. They had sustainability to make something work, and then 50, 60% drop. Now the money they raised is no longer what they have to play with. And that's a big, big problem. And that's where all of these exiting type things happen. You know, if I was going to go out and start a business, and I said to you, okay, I need 100,000. That's going to buy me the equipment. That's going to buy me the, you know, the materials I need. And then all of a sudden, you know, I take the money, and now the 100,000 is worth 60 or 50 or 40. I can't do the business. I can't promise what I said. And it's because the markets fucked me, or they screwed me. And what do I do now? Do I run away and leave the country? I can't pay everybody back. You know, I'm in a position where now they don't know what to do. So the easiest thing for them to do is they go onto their computer and they close down the site, and they hope that nobody ever comes back at them, because we don't know who they are. We don't know who these people are. I mean, you're investing money into ICOs where most of these people are in a foreign land. You know, they're not in your backyard. And that's where I think people get wrecked. You know, they're putting a lot of faith into something that they thought was going to be the best thing since sliced bread. And it didn't work out that way. All right, Tom, thanks for staying up, trooper. Cheers. I will catch you on the next one, buddy. Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, so these are the reasons and the mechanics behind a lot of these failed things that we all got in. Now, granted, there were a couple that just didn't even bring the product to market, which I have no respect for these type of people. There's nothing really to say about that, other than I'm out just as much money as the next guy, and it sucks. It's a sucky feeling, you know. It's like I wish I had that money back. I would have put it in so many different areas other than what I put it in. If I only had that, I would have stuck it all in the A-bot. You know, at least that would have been paying out. You know, yeah, so when you understand the reasons why all this happened, then maybe it sits better with you. Um, so, you know, I mean, like for instance, talking about starting up a business. My son is 19 years old, 20 years old, and him and his friend have a great concept for a. They're going to come out with a brand, coming out with a apparel brand. Great name. They've already made up shirts and hoodies and hats and all this different kind of stuff. And you know, they got a really great idea, and now they got to bring it to market. They got to bring it to a marketing plan, and they're going to be targeting colleges and universities and their friends who are on colleges in different states, and social media, and they're going. They know some people in the music industry and rappers, and if they could just get a couple of them to promote their product, they'll be seen by hundreds of thousands of people. So, that could work. But I told them, I said, it's a great idea. You got to believe in it, but you got to, it's a hustle, So, but I'll let you know how that goes. I'll probably be wearing some of his brand and stuff on screen, but it's really a cool shirt, cool name, all different types of styles and logo, like pictures and stuff. But other than that, anyway. But yeah, so getting back to that, just want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I just got home from a trip from a couple days. Hey Shane, how you doing? Hey everyone, been in ARB 2 weeks. Thanks for all you do, Keeper. Awesome, Shane. That's great. I hope you like arbitraging. I like it. It's working for me. It's working for a lot of people that are in the community. And just make sure you use the right strategy. Don't be afraid to take some profit out. You want to get back your initial money, right? Because, we want everything to last forever. We want sustainability. We believe in it, but, you definitely want to make some money. You want to get some money, right? That's the reason you invest. So don't leave it as dashboard money. Take profit. Take your passive income daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever strategy you do, Shane. Make sure you utilize the project for what it's meant to be done. And that's for passive income. Yeah, so thank you for the likes. I am going to head off the stream now. And guys, have a really great Labor Day if you're in the United States. Think about what I said. Just be smart out there. Invest into anything you feel might make you money in crypto, but don't give your crypto away. Make sure you do your research. Go with what's working. And arbitraging is working for me at the moment, and I think it's going to be here for a pretty long time, but that's just my personal opinion. And other than that, guys, scared money don't make money. Thank you, Tom, Mad Dog, Truth Seeker, Shane, everybody that came, Pace Car Mike. Thanks, everybody, that came in. Can you only reinvest at 250? Well, 250 to start the A-bot, and then you can go into your auto reinvest, and you can invest your daily ARB profits, either 25% of it, 50% of it, 75% of it, or 100% of it. So you don't need 250 at that point anymore. So you could reinvest your daily profits, Shane, right? So you put your initial 250 in, okay? And then you could reinvest your daily profits. If you want to go back into ABOT outside of your daily profits, then you have to go in with a total of 250, but not from the reinvest, okay? But yeah, enjoy it. And like I said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Scared money don't make money. And really have a great, safe weekend. All right, guys? Thanks, Mad Dog. I'll talk to you soon.